Hi, my name is Xavier. I have a secret. Not many people know, not even my parents. But I got a DUI. And even though I'm not a daily drinker, I've had a complicated relationship with alcohol. This is not medical advice or a transformation story. It's an exploration of shame, vanity, the gray zone in between. And now, as I leave everything familiar behind, and I'm scared. I'm scared that I'll just forget how far I've come. Scared of what I might lose without the armor. And maybe you felt that too. I bet you're judging me right now. You don't know me. But based on what I just told you, you've already formed an opinion. DUI, problem with alcohol? That's fair. It's easy to reduce someone to a mistake, but that's not the whole story. I did everything right. Grades, top school, scholarships, dream jobs. On paper, I was crushing it. But here's the truth. I still got a DUI, still spiraled, still hid it from my parents, and paid massively for it. So, what does that say about me or us? That a well-polished resume doesn't shield us from shame, and perhaps that success and self-destruction can live in the same person. Perhaps. But that's where this story truly begins. I grew up with inherited shame, strict Catholic household. My parents came from broken homes where alcohol caused real pain, so they raised us alcohol-free. What do? I have my first drink, of course. It's that sweet jungle juice from senior year in high school. I would say it's that elixir where shame and freedom just come crashing to each other. Or it's that elixir just mixed with, let's say, danger, confidence, and belonging, all wrapped up in this little nice red solo cup. Then I joined a fraternity. Binge drinking became the weekend ritual. Shirt off, shots poured, trying to be one of the guys. Yeah, I was that guy. A rowdy, self-centered frat bro. Not proud of it, but it was pivotal in my growth. But if you want to catch that story, just see the link above. 2 years after graduation, that's when the DUI happened. My wake-up call, the one I've never said out loud. They say acceptance means facing what you can't rewrite. Maybe that's true for you too. And for me, it starts here. Why do we drink? I've asked myself that same question many times. But here's what I have come to realize it means to me. Alcohol numbs the pain. Sometimes life tragedies cut so deeply, it feels easier to reach for a martini. Gin, 3 blue cheese olives, dirty, stirred, obviously. It helps quiet the anxious voice, especially in social events. I grew up a bit of an outcast. Large crowds still overwhelm me. For me, the cycle was predictable. It started with the trigger of anxiety about being in some sort of social event, which then I would take a drink to numb the anxiety. And then I thought, hey, this is fun. And then it proceeded to late night cravings, which then I was gaining weight. And then that would turn into shame, which then would just start a cycle all over again, right? So this anxiety, alcohol, weight gain, shame, that was just a cycle. The first time, it wasn't because I found God. It was because I didn't like how I looked, and I'm vain. I realized that to lose the weight, I had to stop drinking, even just for a short time. But maybe that vanity saved me. Let's be honest. Alcohol didn't make me funnier. It just made me forget I was scared. And maybe that's what you've been doing too. Numbing instead of confronting. Hiding behind confidence instead of feeling safe in your skin. Eventually, you have to ask, if you can't sit with yourself sober, are you happy with the life you're living? I was avoiding the pain beneath the party, the anxiety of not feeling enough, the discomfort of being uncomfortable. Vanity pulled me out, but it wasn't the last lever. After the DUI, life piled on. I was laid off, moved back in with my parents. So when it rains, it pours. I hid everything from them. 6 months unemployed, over $20,000 in DUI debt. This was 12 years ago, but I still remember the anxiety, the shame. It compounded, and I spiraled. Some chapters you can't change, but you can face what's still unfinished. The truth is, I'm not cured. I'm still in motion. The DUI wasn't my only wake-up call, but it was the darkest of all. However, sometimes change doesn't come from a single turning point, but from a slow buildup that finally pushes you to say, enough. For years, I tried to manage it, control it, set rules, no shots, clear liquor only, 2 waters per drink, you name it. But eventually, the pain it caused me was enough to lead me to surrender, not to perfection, but to presence. That's when I started dry cycles. 30 days, then turned into 60, and 90, 6 months. Every time I stepped back, my mind got clearer. Anxiety softened, shame loosened. I even started enjoying my own company again. I'll never forget one alumni fraternity event at a happy hour. I went in, stayed the course, stayed sober at a bar, and had so much fun. And then as I was driving home, a thought just crossed my mind, a bit of a gut-wrenching thought. I thought, wow, those guys like me. They like me sober. Wow, I like me sober. But even after multiple dry periods, and currently 6 months alcohol-free now, there are still moments with events I hesitate to attend. And not because I want to drink. I just don't feel like I fully trust myself. Perhaps that's what people mean when they say one day at a time. I get it. I get it now. It's a reminder that progress doesn't erase vulnerability. It just teaches us how to live with it, honestly. But it's not just about the alcohol, it's the habit. Always holding something at social gatherings. That's why I go in with intention. I order a non-alcoholic beer immediately, because without a plan, I react instead of choosing. And if you can't say no safely around certain people, perhaps they are not your people. If you're shamed for protecting your peace, maybe it's time to go elsewhere. I now pay attention to those who respect boundaries, If something feels off, I sit with it. I get curious where that discomfort is coming from. That's part of the human experience. We don't need alcohol to fix those feelings. We don't need a drink to belong. We're responsible for our own energy. And if we're bored in a setting, we can leave because we can. That freedom, that choice is what sobriety gave us. You don't have to be perfect. True freedom lies in not avoiding mistakes, but rather knowing how to course correct when they happen. Nowadays, I lead a mostly sober life, but when I'm not doing an intentional dry period, I'll occasionally have a glass of wine or a martini with friends or on a date. But if I notice my patterns shifting, I reach for my tools. 30 days, 90 days, journaling, mindfulness, fitness, reset. But now as I get ready to travel the world, that fear still exists. The fear of slipping back into old patterns when you're surrounded by so many new distractions. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. I told you I had a secret, and now I've shared it with you. Not because I have it all figured out, but because stories, especially the ones that scare us, are how we find each other. Wisdom is not a destination, it's a daily practice. One day at a time. That's all I can promise right now.
Got the music in your babe, it's sounding